My name is Lars Higdon. I'm the botanist naturalist with Dane County Parks, and here we are at Indian Lake County Park. We're here today to talk about oak savannas, their history, their restoration, and importance. And today we also have a project that we're going to be explaining that's going on right now with a logger that's helping us to restore this oak savanna at Indian Lake. So oak savannas were historically one of the most common natural communities in this part of the state. Today they're highly endangered. They're one of the most endangered ecosystems in the entire world. Less than 1% of the historic oak savannas that were here are gone now for a variety of reasons. One, agriculture and development. Many of these acres were turned into farms or developed for our cities and towns. And additionally, the wildfire that used to sweep through this area and keep oak savannas open and prairies open was suppressed with the settlement of these lands back in the 1830s when European settlers came to this area, started to colonize and develop, and then tried to stop all wildfires because they were a threat to their farms and their communities. As a result, with those fires gone, a lot of trees and brush grew up in place of where the savannas once stood and transitioned into much of what we see today to my left. We've got a lot of non-oak species, ash, cherry, box elder, and then additionally we've got invasive species such as this mulberry and black locusts that have been brought over from other continents and have no natural predators and really filled in a lot of these woodlands with a bunch of junky trees that suppressed oak recruitment and really wiped out this ecosystem almost entirely. It's a lot of work to restore these natural communities. Once you get all the invasive species coming in, getting them out is usually the first step, and it's a very labor-intensive process. To my right here, you can see a project that's a couple years underway. Much of the understory is open. Volunteers removed a lot of buckthorn and honeysuckle, garlic mustard, Japanese hedge parsley, and this project is coming along very nicely. You can see an understory forbs and grasses that are starting to fill in. There's a few more trees that need to be selectively removed in order to open up the canopy to a true oak savanna. Typically we shoot for around 10 to 50% canopy coverage of trees. So we need to do a little bit more removal in order to get to that point. What's really exciting here at Indian Lake is we have an opportunity to work with a logger, a local logger a couple towns over who's interested in using a lot of this wood for saw logs, for flooring, construction materials, and also pulp. And so they can utilize these trees that have grown up, trees that we don't want, and put them to good use. It's also helpful for us because a lot of these trees in the sort of 8 to 20 inch diameter range are a lot of work to take down. We rely heavily on volunteers and a limited number of staff to do all of this work. So when you're talking about removing trees of this size, it's a whole lot of work. And that's only the beginning of it. After the trees come down, there's weed control and seeding that has to take place. So having a logger in here to help really lighten the load is a huge help in getting these larger trees out of here and on our way to restoring this really precious and endangered natural community. So next time you're in Indian Lake, please come up and check out the project. You can walk up the chapel trail all the way up to the top of the hill. Right now there's signs in place to let you know that there's work in progress and to use caution when visiting these sites. So please observe at a safe distance, and when the machinery is gone and we start to get in there and do weed control, you're very much welcome and encouraged to help us as a volunteer restore these really beautiful, rare, and precious lands for Dane County and our residents to enjoy.